What up, fish tank people? FishTankTV.com. Dustin's Fish Tanks bringing it to you on a Sunday, baby. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. First Sunday with the pond behind me. I'm kind of jacked about it. So today I'm going to bring you part one of many videos about this pond build. Today we're going to talk about how I sold my wife on the project and the first layer of dirt. Back up a second, this pond was designed as a three-way collaboration between my man Jeff Duggins over at H2O Designs out of Nicholasville, Kentucky, and the pond guy himself, Mr. Greg Whitstock from Aquascape out of Chicago. But I want to talk about how I sold my wife on it in the first place. This is important because if you guys are doing your projects, you gotta make sure you can get approval from everyone involved. Selling my wife on this project was actually relatively easy compared to some other stuff I've done. I've been to Peru twice with young children left behind. I also put in the greenhouse while she was in Vegas. This was actually an easy sell because I've got professionals involved, but I want to stay here for a minute. What you want to do when you're working on any kind of project where other people in your family, friends, wife, fiance, whatever are affected, you want to make sure you reduce your downside risk, okay? My wife was cool because she knew pros were involved, so she didn't have to worry about the project taking forever, and she knew it would turn out awesome. That's the key. You got to sell them on the fact that it is going to turn out awesome and show other works to make sure it does turn out good. But to reduce the downside risk for me, I had to do a couple of rules right out of the gate. One, nobody's allowed in the house, all right? You guys are boys, you can go pee behind a greenhouse. Number two, we had to make sure we laid down a bunch of plywood in the front yard and not completely trash my front yard, coming in and out of it, bringing all the supplies in. Now for you all, make sure you understand other people's timetable and be cognizant of that, of just how much you're putting out other people with the project. That's important, okay? If you've got other people involved, yeah, you think it's sweet because your pond or whatever took 2 weeks to dig, but at the end of the day, you're inconveniencing your family and kind of like slowly pissing them off. It can slowly brew and make people angry. So you want to make sure you do everything everything possible to make sure you know the temperament of your family and how that's going, how it's affecting them, as well as making sure you're doing things to prevent them from being ticked off. Tearing up the yard, tracking mud in the house to go piss. Those were my two things. I was fortunate enough to have not one but two teams. This project flew. It went so fast to the point it was almost stressful. I wanted to slow down the process and roll. This was done on a deadline. I actually had the local camera crew from WKYT coming out here. I'm not sure if you're allowed to say badass pond on the air, but I did. The pond guy, who is the man, was coming in on Thursday, and so was that filming crew. We did not get to start on Tuesday. We wanted to start Tuesday. We didn't end up getting to start until Wednesday at 9:30 with Thursday completion deadline. That's important. It rained the entire day on Tuesday. We started Wednesday at 9:30. The first step was digging up the dirt. With the shovels, it took about 45 minutes just to clear the grass out of the area we were starting to do. Note, look at how weak my shoveling action is compared to the professionals. And in 45 minutes, we no longer have grass. They say these boys have been digging. I was helping too. Say the grass is the hardest part. We would be using the dingo over here, that thing, but it was wet. It rained basically all yesterday and last night, so it's wet, so it makes it harder. It's time for the first layer. So we got all the grass is gone, which is, I guess they tell me it's the hardest part. We'll see. Skimmer box is going here, and they're rolling with this over here like this. And they're going to put some big boulder. We're going to run this out and then down to daylight over here, so it's running that way. And then this is going to be, you're good. So the waterfall is going to hit and come this way, right? Right. We're going to hit this way, and then we got we're going to go up against the house right here, which I like the idea. I have a little bit of concerns about the structural, but he's saying it's cool, and that's whatever, slab a footer, so we're good. And then I got these big ass rocks that are going to go over this, so you can see the line back there. That's going to come out. So these big hand selected by D rocks are going to be pulled out here. It's my own shit. I'm going to do that all myself. And then this is going to roll around here. I actually got out all the weeds and shit. Happy wife, happy life. So it's not going to be coming up through there. It's getting dirty. And then he's going to run this right here. He's digging this, and this is going to come all the way around. Hey, so we're running the pump line around the edge of here, not that way. Okay. So that's coming that way. And then we got this big ass box. Is that as high? That's how high it's going to sit.
That's how high it's going to sit. It's going to have a huge waterfall coming out right here. Pull all the water
is it going to hit that way, or are we going to come?
It's going to come out right here. Then we're going to kind of turn it Let a little water come this way and have 2 or 3 waterfalls fall into the pond. So we're going to spread.
All right. So it's going to spread out. So it's going to hit, but it's going to kind of like disperse with a couple of rocks coming out. I got you.
8,000 gallons of water coming out.
8,000 gallons per hour? No shit.
So that's going to be a lot of water.
All right. So then it's going to. All right. I'm with that. Okay. Because I wasn't able to visualize it until you told me about, like, let's put a rock here and spread it out. So that's going to have rocks, and the water's going to come like out more and then hit down. And then yeah, we're doing.
You want some trees on that?
Yeah.
I don't have it visualized yet either. We're just going to figure it out.
Hey. I would love to tell you everyone was laughing and having a great time this entire project. Things got real once we got the grass up and actually had to start digging 3 feet down into deep, wet Kentucky mud. I got plenty more videos on this entire build, so if you like what I'm doing, subscribe. Do me a favor, drop me a comment on what you want to know about this section, whether it's selling the wipe or just the initial drawing designs. Everybody check out that Dirt to Tank guide. It is half off today, ends the sale. Half off Dirt to Tank guide. Everybody have a fabulous freaking weekend. Tank on. Later.